Hi, this is Billie Beene here with Truth by Billie Beene update. Today's date, December 1, 2024, time in Texas about 7 p.m. Some of the things we'll cover: President Trump's peace plans, Venezuelan gang arrested in New York City, Syria coup failed, and Russia 900,000 troops inside Ukraine right now. So let's get started. I have some information from my Patriot subscribers. So I have a Patriot subscriber who says, we know 9/11 had nothing to do with bin Laden. It was just a pretense to steal treasures in Iraq. Yeah. And as I've said, that alleged resistance group inside Syria now, HTS, is a cover for the T group that was associated with 9/11. My Patriot subscribers know a lot of stuff. I have a Patriot subscriber. I'm asking for prayers because it's very cold now in excuse me, Mississippi. And I believe this, in Mississippi, we still have hundreds, if not thousands, of American citizens who had been hit by hurricanes living in tents, while the FEMA group gives all their money to the illegals, but not to American citizens. So yes, we do need to pray for the American citizens now living in tents in Mississippi, Florida, North Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee, and other states, not taken care of by the evil and corrupt current U.S. federal government. I have a Patriot subscriber talking about banks. I put out that information about TD Bank that operates along the East Coast, the first bank ever found guilty of trafficking and receiving a $3 billion fine. So my Patriot subscriber says, as more information comes out about criminal banks, I am shocked that we, the people, have been able to accomplish as we have through bank loans. And I pray for the innocent people who are being attacked now in Europe and the Middle East. Yes. So we see a lot of people to be include in our prayers tonight. I have a Patriot subscriber talking about Ukraine. Ukraine does not like us, America, even though they have stolen billions of dollars from us and billions of dollars worth of weapons. No, and I hope that President Trump doesn't forget that some of the assassination attempts on him were done by assassins from Budanov's intel group inside Ukraine. Budanov's head of intel in Ukraine sent assassins to the U.S. to assassinate President Trump. So that's going on. I hope President Trump, and I'm sure he does. Okay. So my Patriot subscriber says, Ukraine does not like us. And this, she's referencing that information I put out from Real Raw News, that Ukraine had sent over drones that were going to be equipped with little bombs to attack American citizens out on the sidewalks in New York City watching the Macy Day Thanksgiving parade. And she says they were going to kill innocent civilians on a holiday in New York City. Yeah. Ukraine is operated by the deep state, as is the current U.S. federal government. So I have this coming out from Breitbart. We remember a few months ago, I put out several videos on the Nypd-Arrest Venezuelan gang taking over and apartment complexes in Aurora, Colorado, where the Dem governor of Colorado gave stand-down orders. Oh, it's okay. Let them, strap on their AK-47s, walk through the apartment complexes and collect all the rent money for themselves. Now it's coming out. This is news to me. That they had actually in Aurora, Colorado, an apartment complex, the Edge Lowry complex, they had actually killed one of the tenants there. And then they escaped to New York City, and the NYPD, emboldened now by the election of President Trump. You know, the NYPD has steadfastly in the last year stood up to support President Trump. So now the NYPD, know that they have their wind at their back, and they arrested 2 illegals who were involved in trafficking of drugs, also credit card scams. And from Fox News, they identified the 2, 23-year-old Denier Menezes and 25-year-old Edison Angula. But they also followed up where they were living and found the Nypd-Arrest group they're associated with in an apartment complex. And the NYPD also has raided the complex and secured 15 members of the Nypd-Arrest Venezuelan gang. So that's going on. Isn't it amazing what one election can do for a people? So that's going on. And now we have this. So President Trump has been making nominations of different individuals. And President Trump has peace plans. So these are peace plans by President Trump for both the Middle East and Ukraine. So to Ukraine, President Trump has nominated Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg. He's a retired Army lieutenant general, and he is the special Ukraine peace envoy. President Putin has said he will look forward to a meeting with General Kellogg in Russia after the inauguration and the nomination takes place. So some of the things that General Kellogg had written a peace plan, this was prior to him being nominated by President Trump. So it's unknown if the points in General Kellogg's peace plan align with President Trump. But some of the things he said was there has to be a ceasefire in Ukraine. There has to be a negotiated settlement, and Ukraine has to give Russia at least 1/5 of their territory. And he talked about a freeze of the current front line. So yeah, that's going on. And now we have this about Syria. So Alexander McCurris, UK journalist, brought out some good information. So I reported on if this was actually a coup in Syria, allegedly by these HT group, formerly Al-Qaeda, a coup to take over the government and unseat President Assad. And this T group, it's come out were backed by Turkey, the U.S., and Israel. And so overnight, late yesterday, Russian forces came in. There were reinforcements by the Syrian military, and Russia also brought in their Wagner group. And then both Syria and Russia engaged in bombing by plane. So they have pushed these militants back. They're now grouped in a small area of Aleppo. President Putin is currently talking with the leader of Turkey, Erdogan, and it's believed talks are ongoing. So that's going on. Now, with regard to Ukraine, President Trump has already said to Zelensky that President Trump disapproves of the use of long-range missiles being fired from Ukraine into Russia, such as the U.S. ATACMS and the UK Storm Shadows. And now the progress Russia has made inside Ukraine in the past 2 days, they've established 2 bridge heads on the Oskal River, and we have also Colonel Douglas MacGregor reports that inside, so we have, I'll draw you a map. We have Ukraine. Now this part, Luhansk, Donetsk, Zaporizhzhia, Kherson, is part of Russia now. So in the Oskal River is about here. And they're also successfully closing down logistical roads that Ukraine military needs to get supplies. And Colonel Douglas MacGregor says, right in this area, Russia currently has 800 to 900,000 Russian troops who are engaging in R&R, repairing equipment, and getting ready for the winter offensive. So that's going on. And now we have this. We have in Germany, Chancellor Scholz is up for re-election, and he puts himself forth as the peace candidate. And a word from today on social media from Tulsi Gabbard, President Trump's nominee for Director of National Intelligence, who stated, President Assad is not an enemy of the U.S. And we have this from Reuters. President Trump has named Mossad, I'll write his name down for you, Mossad Boulos, who is related to President Trump. He's actually President Trump's youngest daughter, Tiffany Trump. And Mossad Boulos is Tiffany Trump's father-in-law. And he's being named as an advisor on Arab and Middle East matters. He is a Lebanese American, an attorney, and he has experience with international business. He's a Republican conservative. So, way to go. We know that President Trump in his first formal term was plagued with saboteurs. So, what better person to trust is someone you're related to. So I believe it's good to pray for America, President Trump, and world peace. And to pray for American citizens living in cold weather in tents and not being helped by the current U.S. federal government. I love you, and I'll see you soon.